You are surrounded by three very powerful countries. You have been a naughty country yourself, brutally oppressing people who should be free and aiming to do the same with people who are already free. China is a country which has subjugated its entire population, especially if they aren't of Han Chinese descent. So, Uyghurs, Tibetans, Mongolians, they have all been brutalized by the CCP. What's worse, China now wants to invade Taiwan and integrate the democratic island nation with itself. But Taiwan is a beacon of democracy and a symbol of resistance to China. So Japan has been campaigning for its freedom and independence to be maintained. And to the world's surprise, Russia has joined in. India, meanwhile, is playing the Tibet card. It is gradually pushing for Tibetan freedom and is also roping in the Biden administration for the same. Therefore, China is now surrounded by three very powerful nations who are willing to thrash China's forces if they stretch their luck too far. A Japan, Russia, India trilateral is taking shape and it is poking China on every direction. Hi, and welcome to TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I am your host Shubhangi, and in this video, I will tell you how Japan has convinced Russia to begin supporting Taiwan, while India pokes China in the eye with the spike of Tibetan freedom. Let's begin. After having been challenged by Japan on the Taiwan issue and by India on the Tibet front, CCP General Secretary Xi Jinping is all set to be haunted by Russian President Vladimir Putin because it seems Moscow has decided its stand on the Taiwan issue. And none of it is good news for Beijing. The Tokyo Olympics have become a ground for Taiwan to showcase its might and its soft power before the entire world community. With every passing day, a growing number of international media outlets are referring to Taiwan by its name, instead of the word Chinese Taipei used in the past. Now, a Russian government-owned media organization RIA Novosti has caught the public eye for showing Taiwan's national flag on its online medal table instead of displaying the white plum blossom banner for Chinese Taipei. The Russian state-owned media outlet is joining the growing list of international news agencies that have rectified the name of Taiwan or its flag in Olympic coverage. It is almost as if Japan, India, and Russia are in the early stages of forming a trilateral alliance against China aimed at the protection of Taiwan and the liberation of Tibet. Consider this. Japan has been pursuing a stringent anti-China line for quite some time now, and most recently has even committed to protecting Taiwan militarily if the need arises. Most recently, former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe also stressed on the need to preserve a free Taiwan and prevent it from being turned into the next Hong Kong. He has also promised to visit Taiwan soon. This is huge. Already, Japan is profusely hurting Chinese sentiments at the ongoing Tokyo Olympics. The NHK, which is Japan's public broadcaster, had one of its anchors introduce Taiwan's team as Taiwan instead of the obligatory Chinese Taipei at the opening ceremony of the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. All this is being done to provoke China. Furthermore, as the country began to win medals at the Games, Taiwanese netizens noted that NHK's medal table on its website listed the team as Taiwan in Japanese kanji. China was visibly quite irritated and called such happenings as tricks. Effectively, Russia is also, according to China, playing tricks by having its state-run media display Taiwan's national flag on its online medal table. Therefore, Russia has decided to poke China and not pay heed to Chinese sentiments and, in fact, in a very subtle way, bat for Taiwan's freedom and autonomy, which Beijing is increasingly seeking to trample upon. Earlier in January, Russia had included Taiwan in its list of foreign countries eligible for its unified e-visa program. According to Taiwan's Ministry of Foreign Affairs data, Russian visitors to Taiwan totaled 14,927 in 2019, a year-on-year increase of 407.55%, an unprecedented rate of increase of tourists from Russia to Taiwan. This was followed by Russia's decision to include Taiwan in its unified visa program, which was a sign of warming relations. Now, for a leading state-run media organization of Russia to display Taiwan's national flag when it has historically displayed the one approved by China is indeed a sign of Putin making his Taiwan position clear to Xi Jinping. TFI has also reported that Japan and Russia have stepped up cooperation on the disputed Kuril Islands. Therefore, it is very much possible that as part of that cooperation, Japan has got Russia to agree to step up its pro-Taiwan activism. Russia is itself not a fan of China. Beijing has been eyeing the Russian Far East and trying to eat into Moscow's exclusive sphere of influence in Central Asia, Eastern Europe, and the Arctic. Therefore, by playing the Taiwan card alongside Japan, Putin has sent a resounding message to Beijing. Meanwhile, India is rattling China by flashing the Free Tibet card right at the CCP's face. Recently, Prime Minister Narendra Modi wished the 14th Dalai Lama on his birthday, the first time he has done so publicly after assuming office. This rattled Xi Jinping to such an extent that he was forced to visit for the first time Tibet and other bordering towns with India in order to assert China's hold over the occupied region. The Dalai Lama is the foremost proponent of Tibetan freedom and is currently staying in India. As a matter of fact, India even arranged for US Secretary of State Antony Blinken to meet a top aide of the Dalai Lama, which again caused the CCP to fume. Therefore, Japan, India, and Russia have all come together to take on China and ensure that Taiwan's independence is maintained, while Tibet is given freedom from the clutches of the CCP.